Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the daily reading. I guess I'm going to go right into the weekend. At least that's my plan right now. Maybe I'll get weekend away or Ace of Wands or something in my life, um, taking a break from you guys. But I'm going to go straight into the events. I do want to stop for a second, though, because in the reading that I did for Thursday before I started it, I did make mention of a young lady who had a YouTube channel who was using one of my spreads, the cross spread, and hadn't given me credit for it. um, Apparently in a previous video she had somewhat acknowledged that she discovered or was inspired, at least by my channel, not that it was my spread, because she says she didn't realize it. So I'm going to I guess apologize in the sense that I'm taking responsibility for, because every time that something goes on, with us, we always have bear some responsibility. I always say that to you guys. So I'm going to take some. We've agreed to chalk it up to a misunderstanding. She didn't realize that it was my spread, and so she used it, modified it by adding one card. We used all my placements, the cross, the whole thing, um, and then labeled it something like divine masculine, answers questions with the cross. One of my viewers saw it and let me know. That's how I found out about it. I mean, you guys don't know. I don't even watch it. I'm constantly every day when I'm on YouTube, not interested, not interested, not interested, not interested. And that's nothing personal against anybody. I absolutely promise that. But if I am charged by the universe, and I think I've proven to at least a good bit of you who watch me, um, with this task by the universe, why would I watch somebody else's divine union reading? Knowing that mine is the one that's right. It doesn't make sense. I do tune in, as you guys know, to every when I get a chance to a couple of astrological readers, and I can count those on one hand. It's Soul, Northeast Tarot, and Soul doesn't even call his channel that. Intuitive Tarot for the Soul, Northeast Tarot, and Scarlet Moon. That's it. That's it. And they don't do what I do, so it's not like a conflict or a confusion or anything. Um, on a related note, whether it was inadvertent or not, and the young lady promises that it was. She had close to 4,000 views in that video. It seems like on her other videos she didn't, and that's no slight against her, that's just the case. So that means that this title and the spread, what she had showing in the preview, attracted people. Now 4,000 people have watched her do it, thinking it's hers or it's available for use without permission and or credit being given to me. It's not. So we got that out there now. um, so anybody who's watched both or who sees the cross, let it be known that is my cross. There's a Celtic cross and there's a Queenofswords cross. Feel free to use it as long as you acknowledge the same way you do for the Celts, who have no idea that you're using their cross. I'm sure they're all long dead, but you give them credit. Don't disrespect me by not giving me mine, okay? Because mine is due me too. Um, and the one card that she changed, I understand where she's coming from, and it's a young girl, so you know, I I believe her when she says there was inadvertent. Um, at the same time, were we in court, which I did call off the YouTube thing, but were we in court, the ignorance of the law is no problem. I have, a trademarked art. If I wrote a book and, you said that you wrote the book, you presented it as a book that you wrote, this is what I said to her. Um, and then somebody familiar with my writing said, well, which part did you write? Because all this looks familiar. And you said, well, I changed this one word. Then I think we can agree that you didn't at all write the book. It's the same thing with the spread. It was totally my spread. Um, so again, anybody who saw her use it, who thinks that now it's free, it's up for grabs or something, that's not the case. So I just want to be very, very clear that it is mine, by my design, from my guides, just like my Archangel Michael spread of 9, which was straight from him. Um, and I do have trademarks on my work under my U.S. trademark that I registered and paid for out of my pocket. So I'm going to use it. I'm going to protect myself with it. There's enough people that take from me on a regular basis that I'm not in the mood to chase. This kind of thing is easy. If I see somebody on YouTube infringing, doing a copyright infringement or trademark infringement, they have a form that I can quickly fill out that says that this is occurring. It's not like some of the other stuff that you got to chase down, or like with the Louisiana Lou, I got to, file a court case or something. It's totally different. So anyway, with that, I'm going to no hard feelings, candidly, Yanni, and I'm going to go on to the day's events. In the year 1611, establishment of the Pontifical and Royal University of Santo Tomas, the Catholic University of the Philippines, which is the oldest existing university in Asia and the largest Catholic university in the world. And Tomas means twin. 1770, British Captain James Cook, aboard the Endeavour, lands at Botany Bay in Australia. 1789, Fletcher Christian leads a mutiny on HMS Bounty against its captain, William Bligh. 1910, the first night air flight by Claude Graham White in England. 1937, first commercial flight across the Pacific operated by Pan Am. 1977, Andreas Bader and members of terrorist group the Red Army Faction, or Bader Meinhof gang, are jailed for life after a trial lasting nearly 2 years in Stuttgart, Germany. Did you know, using the ISO 8601 standard year zero definition for the Gregorian calendar, preceded by the Julian calendar, 1 billionth minute since the start of January 1st, year zero occurs at 10:40 a.m. on this date, April 28th, 1902. So I guess they're saying like they started from zero at 10:40 in 1902. I'm not sure what the hell that was about. Sorry. Maybe if you guys understood it, you can explain it back to me. Famous birthdays: James Monroe, Oscar Schindler, maybe of Schindler's List, who knows? Harper Lee, Saddam Hussein, John Daly, and Penelope Cruz. Famous wedding: 1774, Chief Justice John Jay, 28, wed Sarah Von Breuer at Livingston. She was 17. 1886, painter Paul Cézanne, or Cézanne, it's Cezanne with an accent over the E. He was 47 or 11. He weds Marie Hortense Fiquet, or Fiquet, Fiquet. She was 36. 1903, newspaper publisher William Randolph Hearst, who was 40, weds Millicent Veronica Wilson, 21, in New York City. I wonder if that was Patty Hearst's father. Patty Hearst. It's a long story. Never mind. You can look it up. 1938, King Zong of Albania marries Countess Geraldine of Hungary. 1950, King Bhumibol Adulyadej. It's Adulyadej. Adulyadej, I think. I tried. I'm not trying to be disrespectful of his name. Anyway, he was of Thailand. This was a king. He marries Man Rahawang's circuit at Shra Pathum Palace after a quiet engagement in Lucerne, Switzerland, July 19th, 1949. Famous deaths: Benito Mussolini and Arthur Leonard Schawlow. Arthur Leonard Schawlow was American and a physicist. He's best remembered for his works on lasers, for which he shared the 1981 Nobel Prize in Physics with Nicholas Bloembergen and Kai Sigbahn. He was born on May 5th in 1921 and was a tourist from Mount Vernon, New York, USA. He died on April 28th in 1999 at the age of 77 of leukemia. Benito Mussolini, and didn't all of them die around this time? I think now we're saying Mussolini, but I think we've seen Lenin, Hitler, like all very recently. Anyway, he was an Italian dictator. He founded the Italian Fascist Party and called it Second Deuce, I think. It's I, like the second, and then it's Duca. Um, and he was called that as well, or quote unquote the leader by its members. Mussolini went on to become Italian prime minister in 1922 before establishing a dictatorship until his arrest in 1943. Sided with the Germans in World War II and was executed in 1945 by Italian partisans. He was born on July 29th in 1883, which is 9/11 or 11, and was a Leo from Predapio, Forli, Italy. He died on April 28th in 1945 at the age of 61. He was shot by communist partisans. Going back up to the birthdays, Penelope Cruz is Spanish and an actress. She's famous for Vanilla Sky and Waking Up in Reno. She was born on April 28th in 1974 and is 42 years old, a tourist from Madrid, Spain. Raphael joining us. John Daly is 50 years old, an American golfer and two-time major champion. He's known primarily for his driving distance off the tee, his non-country club appearance and attitude, and his rough-and-tumble personal life. His two greatest on-course accomplishments are his 0-to-hero victory in 1991 PGA Championship and his playoff victory in the 1995 Open Championship. He was born on April 28th in 1966 and is 50 years old, a tourist from Carmichael, California, USA. Saddam Hussein was Iraqi and Iraqi president, a member of the Ba'ath political party. He was instrumental in its rise to power in 1968. Which is 69, and he was a big part of my year 69. For those of you who were watching me last year, he is one of the witnesses, one of the two witnesses, if you ask me. Anyway, he officially became head of state in 1979 with the policy of Arab nationalism. He fought in an Iran-Iraq war and the Persian Gulf War. Accessed of possessing weapons. I'm sorry, it says accessed. That's not right. It's supposed to be accused, I'm sure, of possessing weapons of, yes. So access isn't right. Accused of possessing weapons of mass destruction by a Western coalition named George W. Bush, I guess, because they're leaving that out, but he was the one that did that as far as I remember. Anyway, Iraq was then invaded and Saddam Hussein was deposed, tried, and executed. He was born on April 28th, and that's why I think he's one of the witnesses. Well, not that alone, but some of the calculations I did from the book of Daniel, plus it was the year 69, and he was killed in front of, like a town square, and his body was left there and mocked for days and days, just like described in the scriptures. Anyway, he was born on April 28th in 1937, which is 38 or 11, and he was a tourist from Alja, Iraq. He died on December 30th in 2006 at the age of 69 also. Okay? Execution by hanging. Harper Lee was just as cute as she could be. Her full name was Nell Harper Lee. She was American and an author. She was known for her 1961 Pulitzer Prize winning novel To Kill a Mockingbird, which deals with the issues of racism that she observed as a child in her hometown. Although it was her only published novel, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom for her contribution to literature. She was born on April 28th in 1926 and was a tourist from Monroeville, Alabama, USA. She died on February 19th in the year 2016 at the age of 89. Oskar Schindler was Austrian and an industrialist. He's famous because he was a German industrialist, German spy, and member of the Nazi Party who is credited with saving the lives of 1,200 Jews. He is, in fact, the Schindler of Schindler's List. Okay, he saved these 1,200 Jews during the Holocaust by employing them as enamelware and ammunitions factory workers, which were located in what is now Poland and the Czech Republic, respectively. He was born on April 28th in 1908, which is 99, and was a tourist from Zwickau, Austria-Hungary. He died on October 9th in 1974 at the age of 66. Double love. And lastly, James Monroe was American and the fifth president. That was his profession. He was a Democratic Republican, whatever that was. And prior to being president, he had been U.S. Secretary of the State and U.S. Secretary of War, as well as Governor of Virginia. His presidential term went from March 4th, 1817 through March 4th, 1825. He was preceded by James Madison and succeeded by John Quincy Adams. He's famous because he was the last president who was a founding father of the United States and the last president from the Virginia dynasty and the Republican generation. As president, he bought Florida from Spain and sought to ease partisan tensions, embarking on a tour of the country that was well received. He was born on April 28th in 1758 and was a tourist from Monroe Hall, Virginia, USA. He died on July 4th, which is 11, of course, in the year 1831 at the age of 73 of both heart failure and tuberculosis. And he was the last of the birthdays, so I'm going to the dice, beginning with Dirty Movie, which we haven't seen in a while. Maybe that's for those of you who are on weekend away already. Maybe at the hotel you pop in that, or sometimes they have those channels, Cinemax. I don't know. And cocktail, you can have a cocktail, room service, go down to the bar, something like that. And it's 50-50. Speaking of weekend away, Spirit agrees. Also, be sure to email, contact each other. Maybe the star will show up, sign of Aquarius. And 29, guys, humanitarian partnership. Possibly romantic. Taurus pulled right up on the reading. I couldn't get rid of this card to save my life. And I think the day is a 5. It is 4. 27 is 31 is 4 plus 1 for the year is 5. It is indeed a 5 this day. Power refinement. Am I right? Yes. So that's about truth and refining oneself by the truth. The truth will set you free. This card is about higher institutions, weddings, commitments, going to school, legal, issues and affairs, getting yourself in order. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Yes, it's absolutely also about that. Surrounding yourself with people of your own vibration or higher so that you can learn something. It's a part of learning, higher institutions, teaching and learning. Opening to the dreamer with Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities. So this card for me, representing the sign of Taurus, and they show me another earth sign behind here. It's the king of earth. Sign of Taurus coming through because of the new moon in Taurus, probably this just the day before or 2 days before. And this perhaps showing up because of Mercury. This card represents Mercury for me in this deck, or Archangel Metatron does maybe in this deck on this card. Mercury, the ruler of Gemini and Virgo. So more earth sign perhaps. All about taking a leap of faith, walking down a brand new path, which is again what this new moon is about. It's what new moons are about in general, but the Taurus one is certainly about a new path towards self-sufficiency, especially since it's at the same time as the Jupiter retrograde, which directs us to basically review our lives and get them in order. The Venus retrograde is over, but she's in shadow, so there's still some of that energy left there where she was guiding us to handle our affairs with children and soulmates and, clear out old relationships, either continue them or cancel them. We have that Uranus is in shadow, approaching its retrograde. That guides us to, go after freedom. We have an inner desire to be free with Uranus, and that's because that's why rather I guess Aquarians are like these free spirits. They're very different, they're very unique. They are the humanitarians of the zodiac. Who else? What else? That's why this is the age of Aquarius. It's this humanitarian age. All right, I think that's all I'm getting out of here now. Opening 2, the 6 of air. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. May even be taking a trip. did I do all those planets though? I did Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, Venus. Oh, Saturn. Saturn is also in retrograde, and Saturn too seeks us to get our lives together, but it more so in the area of spirituality, like to review our ideals, our belief systems, maybe chuck them, which kind of goes hand in hand with what Uranus is doing with the inner freedom. Maybe some of these ideals and belief systems are holding us back, and we got to let those go. We might learn something about ourselves with this kind of energy and decide, yeah, I'm getting rid of this traditional viewpoint. I'm going to check it and be a little non-traditional, a little non-conformist. What just took a leap? The Knight of Air, revealing the Death card or release in this deck. Knight of Air is intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with some creative solutions. The Knight of Air, the release card again is also Death. The end of a phase or situation. Spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. So something ends, and then we, get the Dreamer card, the Fool card, and we embark upon a new path instead. And if you're the Knight of Air, you may want to run rather than walk down that new path. Unity is back. I'll go one more. It's the Chariot. Maybe you want to drive. Archangel Metatron is back. But on this card, he's representing the sign of Cancer, or maybe another water sign, Scorpio, Pisces. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower. Also public recognition. This is a card of victory. This is a card of movement. This is a card of moving. It's a card of travel, a card of transformation. It's now on the bottom. I'm going to cut. Four of Air. Maybe because of people going away for the weekend. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. And meditation may provide answers for those who do, in fact, have a decision to make. Speaking of fives, our overall energy is the Five of Earth. Fears surrounding money. The wisdom to accept help from others. Uncertain self-employment. Also, fear of abandonment, in my opinion. Lack of confidence. Lack of self-esteem sometimes. Self-love. Courage. Masculine is awakening, or the Hangman. Look at things from a different perspective. You're maybe at a temporary standstill, so you can do this. It's important to be yourself. Surrounded by the Six of Water, speaking of children and soulmates and Venus. Memories from your history or childhood. Issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. This card can mean any of those things. It's also like the divine union card, of the soulmate relationship or past life relationship card of the tarot as well. Here under the Hanged Man, which is a 12 and therefore a 3, it may have something to do with a past life relationship, a soulmate relationship. And speaking of power, refinement, and the truth setting people free, it's the Ace of Air. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth of a situation may be a challenging beginning. The feminine is the Page of Air. Logical, honest, impulsive, and curious is the Page of Air. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans. Truth delivered without tact. It's here directly diagonal to the Ace of Air, both of which, the Page and the Ace, are both a Gemini, perhaps an Aquarius, or a Libra. Page of Air can be here to notify us of an impending delay or a delay that we've overcome, or to drop a bomb on us, to spit some stuff out that nobody else has the balls to say. Surrounding the feminine, it's the Eight of Water, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful. spiritual and emotional growth as well. I like the 8 of water opposite the 6 of water. On the feminine subconscious, it's the 2 of water. I like this even better, especially with 29 as a possibility. A relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, and the positive resolution of a conflict. Crowning, the 2 of air. Some of us do have decisions to make, and again, meditation may provide answers. Use that energy of the 4 of air. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. This sitting here next to awakening, which again is the hangman and a 12 and therefore a 3, perhaps very well about a party of 3. Crossing the 6 of water could be about a decision about a child, or a decision about, between 2 people. Which soulmate am I going with? With whom do I want to be, and stuff like that. And it makes sense to be reviewing something like that under an earth sign moon like Taurus, right? Okay. At the root, speaking of Taurus, it's another 2. It's the 2 of earth. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. So you guys know that this for me is my Rihanna take a bow card, because it very much is deja vu from hell as far as I'm concerned. It totally reminds me of, this looks like a rerun. Please, what else is on? Because it's like we keep coming to this same stupid crossroad and we can't seem to get past it, and we don't seem to change our behavior or practices or ideals or anything when we reach it. And that is literally the definition of insanity, to continue to do something over and over again expecting a different result each time. That's not the way things work. We've got to try something different. And on another note, or another possible meaning, dual meaning for this card, is that somebody is like juggling too much, like too much work, too many hours, maybe more than one job. Perhaps with this in mind, the 2 of water in mind, and trying to achieve something, right? Some sort of victory, saving money maybe for a purpose, but it's too much work. You still need to cut back somewhere because you're out of balance as a result. This card in general too about seeking balance and the need for you to achieve balance. At the heart of the matter, the Knight of Earth, who is a loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. Knight of Earth is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And sitting here atop the 2 of Earth can absolutely mean that somebody is putting in a lot of work. Somebody is trying to, earn money so that they can move forward, move on. It's been delayed though, maybe because they haven't made a decision. Do you want to take a new job that's offering you more money? Do you want to, move? We had the Chariot here. You want to move to a new location so that you can take that job? That's another possibility. Or maybe it's in order to be with this person. Or we're trying to earn enough money to, something we have in mind with regard to this relationship, which I think is a romantic one, or something about children again, needing money to take care of children. Also, we could have the truth will set you free with regard to a relationship and or situation with children too here. And you need to take a step back and look at the big picture. Make sure you see everything that's in front of you with regard to this situation, so you can make the most wise and effective decision for you. Next card is upright. We got so many 2s here. Well, this 2 doesn't need clarification. It's very clear what this 2 is about. Let's see what the crowning card is about then. The 2 of air for a good bit of us. Speaking of the star, somebody could choose an Aquarius for something. Aquarius could come through. Somebody could be getting their blessing, getting their wish, their prayers answered. And I think I had like the wishes granted card crowning perhaps in the new moon reading or something, where we are getting our prayers answered, our wishes granted. The star, again, represents the sign of Aquarius or other air sign, Gemini, Libra. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You're on the right path. So we might be having fear of making this choice, making this decision. Again, there's a need to step back and see the big picture, because we got to make the choice, and it's for our good, or it's something that with which we're going to be happy. Okay, this is something that we've wanted, something that we've dreamed of. Sometimes even when that sort of thing comes close, like I wanted this for so long and now it's here, and now I'm afraid to grab it. Um, that's what some of us are going to have to do. We're going to have to just reach out and take this thing that we've wanted for so long. And it may have been delayed, and maybe that's why you thought it wasn't coming. And maybe you sort of like gave up on it. And now here it is all of a sudden. Might be what the Page of Air is here to say. Next card is also upright. Let's see what awakening is about. The sun. The sun next to the star. So we're taking a step back. We've maybe missed aspects of this situation before. Okay, maybe we didn't see everything. Maybe we were missing some of this truth. It's now coming forward. Maybe we've prayed, please send me the truth so I can make a decent, legitimate decision. And that prayer has been answered. The star comes through, and now the sun comes through. Archangel Uriel, happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. Another one is upright. It's for the Page of Air. Wow. I couldn't make this up if I wanted to. It's the moon. So it's stuff had been hidden for a long time. And maybe some stuff that is still yet to come out remains hidden. The Page of Air notifies us of a delay, but with the moon sitting here mirroring the sun with the star in the middle, it will come to light. What's done in the dark always comes to light, and that's the end of the upright cards. So we saw everything we were meant to see. I'm going to move on to the romance cards, beginning with reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Opening to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Make the effort. Opening to chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Make the effort. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Very soon. Now at the bottom, I'll go one more, and it's attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So this card, of course, all about the law of attraction and pulling in exactly what it is we want. We're positive, we get positive. We're miserable, we get miserable. Very soon. Has a lot to do with, karma too. Watch how you do people and watch how you act, These joy thieves and all the other kind of thieves and whatnot. Foolishness people have to deal with. That stuff comes around like a hula hoop. There's a song like that out, and I'm always relating everything to a song. Make the effort is back. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. The only one we have here in the spread is the sun. That's the only card here that represents fire sign. These water cards may be connected perhaps to a Scorpio, also ruled by the red planet. Other than that, this may be something else. So I'm going to lay these cards and see what else pops up. But everything looks so positive. I'm not worried about this red flag. I think it may be the sun. Here, atop the sun and the hangman is forgiving and learning. So maybe the masculine needed to take that step back so that he could do that. Forgive and learn. Now that he's able to see the big picture, things getting brighter for him. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Atop the Six of Water, it's an old relationship of some sort. It can still be, your children, or something connected to your children, like your child's other parent. You're in a dead end relationship with them or something. Um, Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So you need to free yourself. What did I say before? The truth, which the Ace of Air is all about, will set you free. It's time to take back control of your life. So I think, again, this pay attention to the red flags is about the sun. For those masculine who are fearful of moving forward and ridding themselves of this dead end relationship or other dead end situation, pay attention to the red flag means notice that the sun is going to come out. This is going to be work out in your favor. This, it shines on you again. You're going to have brighter days if you make these moves. If you want to stay in the dark and in a slump and in misery, then, you'll get stuck in a cycle. That's a different story. If you pay attention to the red flags as you're guided to, because great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take, all will be well. Because this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. However, there's some religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Maybe something about not being able to, break up a family, leave a child, leave a spouse, divorce. All of that can be what you were raised with and something that you need to let go of, and why the unity card was with what we started in the beginning, and the fact that maybe totally like randomly, all of a sudden now, because we're reviewing our lives with these retrogrades, you're going to become a nonconformist and you're going to say, screw this stuff I was raised with. I'm following my heart and my life and my choices. I've looked at the big picture. It sucks with you in it. And I'm leaving. I think I'm starting with leaving, as a matter of fact, with my butterfly cards. Wait a minute. Yep. Hello. Okay. Can't make this stuff up. Feminine. Children. Could very well be this. Now, these could be your children, too, that are, and for in some cases, that are, preventing the masculine from moving on. Maybe he's stuck having something to do, some sort of ideology or belief with regard to your children. Like maybe he doesn't belong, in your life because of them, or in their life, or whatever the situation is. This is still something from which he needs to free himself. He needs to break free of this belief system. Your love life is being affected by children. There's something in the dark, too, for some with regard to children. It can be children about which you don't know for these masculine. I have actually one woman contact me like yesterday, the day before, and she said, I had stopped watching you for a while because it stopped resonating because you were talking about these children. And I'm like, well, that doesn't fit in my life. Well, come to find out, her masculine had a bunch of kids that she didn't know about. So she's back. I'm not laughing at her situation. I'm laughing at the context. Yeah, but maybe some information, again, that was going to come out about children has been delayed. And, you need this information, feminine. The moon is here, but again, it will be illuminated by the sun and the star because you've prayed on that and your wish is granted and the sun brightens everything up. So that's the way that works. Here atop the Eight of Water and wanting to move forward in a positive direction, the way you're moving forward is toward, it's for you. Forward is the direction you want to move. That's why you're going that way. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Here atop the Two of Water, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture because maybe you've got, these like doves flying around in your head and you're all excited and butterflies in your stomach. This is in the feminine subconscious, so you're thinking about it, but it hasn't been revealed maybe. So go ahead and make the romantic gesture, perhaps via email. Okay, speaking of the star, maybe contact somebody electronically. Propose a humanitarian partnership, possibly. Atop the star, speaking of the star, is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So you wanted this, you prayed for it, it's being granted, it's slightly delayed. The star sits next to the Page of Air again, but it's coming and it's worth waiting for. Maybe it's going to be slow and methodical, slow and steady wins the race, like the Knight of Earth atop which it sits, but it's coming. And maybe it's delayed because the masculine still hasn't freed himself. He's still not available fully, physically, emotionally, maybe. Perhaps spiritually, like all of it, mentally, he's not ready. So you got to wait some more. That's why the page of air showed up. At the root, trust. Okay, twos are about faith. This is sitting here atop the two of earth. Twos are about faith, duality, partnership. It's all part of the manifestation process. So faith and trust, basically the same thing. They go hand in hand. This situation is calling for you to have faith. At the heart of the matter, atop the night of earth, attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So coming full circle, reminding us that we have to remain positive. That's the way the law of attraction works. We'll pull these things in by us remaining positive and upbeat. That's what we'll bring toward us. Going to my butterfly cards for some advice. Beginning again with leaving, because some of us are out of here. We've made decisions that it's time to go. Yep, we're leaving. We've had realizations and epiphanies that this ain't working. We got to do something different. Decided I'm not insane. I'm not doing the same thing over and over again. I'm leaving this time. And I'm not worried about my finances either. I have faith and trust in the universe. It says it's going to provide for me. It will. Remember that night of earth that's right under here at the heart of the matter? Finance is going to be just fine. Forgiveness is going to be necessary, though, to ease some things here. Maybe when we make some revelations with the moon or the ace of air, we come out with some truth. Even maybe in expressing our love. There may be some things that we want to share having to do with forgiving and learning that are going to require forgiveness. Yeah, but we can do that. I wasn't going to do this. And I can't say why I've decided to. I don't know. Masculine, welcome to the new. Okay, when you let go of this old here that you have and the sun comes out, everything's brand new, it's bright and shiny, and it's for you because you've made the right moves and choices. Here, atop the six of water and codependency is self-employment, because you're on your own now, basically. You've left whatever this situation is what it means for some. For others, you are getting into some self-employment too, with regard to like real employment. Here, atop the ace of air and free yourself is body changes. I feel that it's exactly what this is. It's a caterpillar shedding its cocoon and becoming a butterfly. You're going through a transformation, a rebirth, because you've been trapped for so long. Now you're becoming your own person. That's the body change. Atop children support. Maybe some of you were leaving yourselves stuck, or your problem with the reason why you've been in a relationship with the other parent, it's continued and you can't seem to get out of that relationship, is because of maybe literally child support. But you too can free yourselves. You don't have to allow anybody to control your purse strings. Here, atop the eight of water, very true. Seeking and finding. The eight of water is totally about seeking some sort of higher, meaning for life. Why am I here? What, who am I? What am I? Where am I? Type of thing. And that is about loving yourself first and learning you. Seek and you shall find is what the scriptures say. And what this card says for you, feminine. Here, atop, express your love. And the two of water, very appropriately, is be true to you. Okay? You can't continue to deceive yourself or anybody else about your feelings. You got this, this is how you feel about somebody. Share that. Be true to you. Again, maybe via email. Here atop the star, speaking of the email and worth waiting for divine timing, is heavenly signs. That's your divine, timing and everything else. They will show us when it's, when everything is ready and where to move again. Atop trust and the two of earth is take the next step now. So we're guided to have faith that it's okay to, move. We're guided to trust in the process and the situation and do what the universe is guiding us to, what the heavenly signs are showing us it's time for us to do. And here at the heart of the matter, atop attraction and the night of earth, it's spiritual growth. So this is with what we end up at the end. A learning, again, teaching and learning, just like the unity card or high priest or hierophant with which we started. Addition to that, masculine, stay optimistic about your love life. You didn't blow it. There's still a chance. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I read something the other day from the Torah that reminded us that there's always a second chance. Feminine, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment, just like this Eight of Water shows. Just growing. Spiritual growth, too, for the entire partnership. Masculine, the Eight of Fire, events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. And you, it seems, might want to communicate. You too may want to send an email. Feminine, strength. Even though some of this may be tough, there may be some need for forgiveness. Okay, some stuff may come out, some truth. Bombs may even be dropped on you because the moon again and the page of air can very easily be about, I got to spit something out and you're not going to like it. But you got the strength to deal with it, and this too shall pass. The sun, the moon, the star, all crowning. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Use some forgiveness and compassion. Extend some. Masculine from the butterflies, retirement. Okay, you're hanging up the old jersey. You're getting, as we've been seeing throughout the reading. And feminine, same message for you. End of an era. Let it go and enjoy your new life. I hope you guys also enjoyed the daily reading. Namaste, angels.